Turn the mics on, let the games begin. We're diving deep, it's where I've always been. Got the stats laid out, knowledge on tap. It's the press box, baby, we're making it rap. From the field to the court, we cover it all. When the whistle blows, hear the players call. Voices raised high with opinions that rock. In this hard rock world, we're smashing the clock. Welcome to the press box. Let's raise some hell. We're rocking every story. Come and hear us tell. With passion and fury, we light up the night. This hard rock anthem, it feels so right.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Press Box. Brian Carson here with my co-host Kenny Varner. How's it going, Kenny?
I'm doing pretty good, Brian. How about yourself?
Hanging in there, bud. Hanging in there. We have tonight, it's youth football time. The Super Bowls. When are they coming, Kenny?
Be this Saturday and Sunday at Chapman Field. A brand new, moving up since the closing of Mitchell Field. They're gonna get to play on the big field here at Chapman Stadium, Kish Field.
Cool.
So
that is cool. And we have with us Josh Snook, the president of the Central Keystone League, and Juniata Pee Wee coach Del Haynes. Thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yep, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
First off, then, to both of you, how's that? I assume Del is in it. Your Pee Wees are in it.
Yeah, that's correct. We are in the Super Bowl on Saturday at 3:00. We have only 12 children. We are the mighty 12 of Juniata. There's only 12 of us, and we're doing good.
Awesome.
Nice.
But I'll ask both of you, how's that? How cool is that going to be playing in Chapman Stadium?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great experience for all the kids and teams to play on the new turf field of the hometown Mifflin County Huskies, where the varsity plays. I think it's going to be a very good experience for them.
It seems like the season's just started. How quick did this season go for you guys?
So I'll go. It went pretty quick. I mean, it just seemed like we were just starting, with heat acclimation, and now all of a sudden we're at the Super Bowl already. And as far as playing on, Mifflin County's new field, I am a graduate of Indian Valley of 03. So I remember, watching the games at Mitchell Field, and now it's pretty cool that we actually have an artificial turf.
Yeah, I didn't mean to let Juniata County out, the Indians down there. It'll be a great experience for them as well, But, yeah, overall, just for all the kids playing and cheerleaders cheering, I think it's going to be a neat experience for them.
Did you hear that, Kenny? Del graduated in 2003.
Oh, we probably covered him. I'm sure we did.
He's a puppy.
Wow.
When you get to our age. But Kenny, you cover this every year. Who do we know for sure? Who's in this?
Well, actually, everybody, I believe, will have a bowl game. Is that correct? All the peewees and midgets.
I can give you a rundown of the schedule and the teams playing in it if you like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Saturday it'll be the Pee Wee division, and then we are doing flag games in the middle of the day. But 10 a.m. Saturday for the Pee Wees, it's number 5 Terrace Tigers versus number 6 Derry Decatur. At noon, it'll be number 3 McVeigh Town Pee Wees against number 4 Burnham Bulldog Pee Wees. Then at 2 p.m., we'll move into the flag, and we'll have Burnham versus Derry Decatur. There'll be like 15, 20-minute games to get the flag some time on the fields. And then Around 2:15 for flag, it'll be Kish Indians versus Terrace Tigers. 2:30 for flag, it'll be Juniata Indians versus McVeigh Eagles. And then there'll be a little bit of warm-up time leading up to the Pee Wee Super Bowl at 3 p.m. That'll feature number 1 Kish Indians versus number 2 Juniata Indians. And, of course, we have Dell along with us. He's the coach of the Juniata Pee Wee team, so I'm sure he's looking forward to that game. Moving on to Sunday, it'll be the midgets. 1 p.m. start time for all games. It'll be number 5 Terrace Tigers versus number 6 Kish South. That'll be at 1 p.m. And Kish South was actually involved in a play-in game here this evening. They had to play against the Burnham Bulldog midget team for the right to go and face the Terrace Tigers, and Kish South come out on top this evening, 12-7. It was a very good game. Believe it or not, the wind really didn't be much of a factor as far as the passing game. There was only one pass really that the wind affected, but it was a good game overall. Moving on Sunday, then 3 p.m. It'll be number 3 Juniata midget team versus number 4 Derry Decatur midget team, and 2 very good teams there. Decatur's coming along here, playing some good ball toward the end of the season, so look for that to be a good game. And then that leads up to the midget Super Bowl at 5 p.m. Sunday. That'll be number 1 Kish versus number 2 McVeigh.
Wow.
It looks like you'll be having some great weather Saturday. It looks a little sketchy right now for Sunday. Just how do you prepare, the teams for playing in like torrential downpours? How difficult is it, or do you just treat it like a normal game?
Yeah, I mean, really, we'll treat it as a normal game. Now, if the weather gets too bad, obviously lightning, thunder, anything like that, we'll delay it. But as far as heavier rain, as long as it doesn't get too bad, I think we'll be fine. I know they are calling for a chance both days, and the temperature isn't going to help. I think it's calling mid-50s maybe both days, but hopefully, the weather cooperates, and we have 2 good days.
Kenny, did you ever play in a Super Bowl?
Oh, a long time. Yeah. Back in the 70s and early 80s.
You did?
Yes. I played for my uncle Gil Varner for the Lewistown Panthers. They made a heck of a run back in the late 70s. I think we won like 2 or 3 Super Bowls, and we're in 3 or 4. So
lucky dog. I never did.
Really?
I played for the Avenue Raiders. And the best we ever did in 3 years of Pee Wee and 3 years of midget, we went to the playoffs my last year. And the team was Mark Hidley, myself, Denny Moore, Brian Swineford. But I never got the chance because we always sucked.
No, I was lucky. Now I sat the bench.
I don't think they're there anymore either. From Josh mentioning that they became the Little Mingos, the Avenue Raiders.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. They were fun times. Del, what is it? How difficult is it to coach young Pee Wee kids when their attention span's probably like that of a goldfish?
That is probably the hardest part about being a coach is keeping those guys entertained, keeping their focus. But Josh can attest to this. When I'm on the sideline, I'm a little kid myself. I'm screaming, I'm hooping and hollering, I'm making a bunch of noise. I'm cheering them on. Whether they make a good play or a bad play, it's hey, it's okay. Move on to the next one. And it's all about keeping them energized and keeping them focused. But it's definitely hard. Sometimes it's like herding cats.
How's the week? How's the week been for you guys? How exciting? How excited are the kids for this?
They are extremely excited. They've been fired up. I'm actually at practice right now. I'm up on top of our hill watching. they're really fired up.
Nice.
I'm sure you played and Josh played. We all played. These kids don't realize it now, but there's good. I have so many fond memories of looking back, playing and with the guys, and tell me your experience with both of you with youth football and why you're so passionate about it.
Well,
Yeah,
so I
go ahead.
grew up in York. I grew up in York County, so I played for the York Bearcats for a while, and then when I went through, I got the whole way up to high school, and I played my freshman and sophomore year for York County School of Technology, and then I just got out of it for a little while, and then I've been a coach down here at Juniata for the last 10 years, and I can't get enough of it. This time of year is my favorite time of year. Football is my thing.
You bet, Josh.
Yeah, like for me, I didn't play football up through into school ball and that. I always was leaning towards baseball myself, but as far as coaching, I've been coaching for many years. Not only while my kids were involved coming up through, and just once the kids are out of it, continuing to coach, and I still continue to coach. Being involved with the school now, the junior high program, but I just love being involved with the kids and being there and helping them learn and try and be the best they can be. And there's there can be lots of rewarding times, but there also can be lots of challenging times too. And I think that's what makes it great. Nothing's ever easy. You don't ever want anything to be easy. You want to work for it and all that. But it's very rewarding, and I enjoy doing it. Enjoy being there for the kids, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Just this question's off topic since you mentioned baseball real quick. Did you watch any of the World Series?
Yeah, I did.
Wasn't that a great World Series though?
Yeah, I thought
No,
so. What?
no, because the Dodgers won.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
wasn't for either team. I was just amazed at how good that World Series was.
Yeah, there were a lot of plays that were exciting to watch. It could have swung the game one way or another, but yeah, it was pretty great to see.
Dell, you said you only have 12 kids. Boy, how do you straddle the line of like how hard practice should be and things like that? Because you got to be worried about a couple injuries could wipe you out.
Yeah, so funny. It's funny you should say that. So we actually did have a kid that got injured, and a couple weeks ago when we played Burnham, we only played with all 11. So all 11 played the whole entire game. So yeah,
Wow.
that's a really tough thing. Is we got to be very mindful in practice about how hard we go. But I think that's part of what helps them is we don't go soft on them. It's look, football's a tough sport. You guys are going to get hit. There's a difference between being considerably hurt and a bone sticking out and just having a stinger.
Yeah.
Having such a small team like that, does that make the group even tighter, a tight knit group?
Oh yeah, we're definitely a tight knit group. We are all together. They go to school together. Obviously, I mean they're talking about, hey, when they come to practice, they're talking about walking around at school together and being in class and all that other stuff. So they're a real tight knit group.
Cool.
I like that. That's old school. 12 guys.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing both ways, buddy. Let's go. We did. I played both ways. Sometimes you have to. Josh, how was the league to you this year? Was it? Are you guys? How's the future look? What's the outlook of the league?
Yeah, I'll touch on that here a little bit. So, if you weren't aware already, beginning with this year, the youth league was capped at the 6th grade level, meaning any kids that were 7th, 8th grade, they were made to go play school ball. So that kind of changed our levels around as far as age range, grade range this year.
Oh, wow.
So the midget level this year was grades 4 through 6. The Pee Wee level was grades 1st through 3rd, and then flag, which we got away from Mighty Mites putting the young ones in equipment. We went to flag. That was pre-K through kindergarten. So with that being said, I thought it kind of leveled out the playing field throughout the league. I thought all the games seemed, for the most part, very competitive. Kind of, like you said, it kind of leveled it out. Now there were some games, that got out of hand, but I think overall, I think it made the league a little more competitive than what it has been. Now, I will say there's pros and cons to it. Changing the structure. We helped the school pushing some of them kids up to the school level. It gave the junior high a little bit more as far as number wise this year. However, it in doing that, it gave the 7th and 8th grade team a ton of players, and in turn, that kind of hurts playing time. Overall for the kids, I think we started out somewhere with a total of 61 total 7th and 8th graders signed up at the beginning of the year. Now, between kids, quitting and stepping away from it, and some of the kids moving up, to the 9th grade team, and then some injuries and stuff, we ended up towards the end of the year with 48 7th and 8th graders, which was a decent amount of kids, and when it comes to playing time, it made it more difficult. But, the 9th grade team, they had somewhere around 27 kids, I believe. But, going into next year, we're hoping maybe the school takes a look at their structure for the junior high program. And just to give you an idea, our junior high team, 7th and 8th grade team, we were playing state college teams, Altoona teams, strictly their 8th grade team. And we're kind of hoping the school might look at it and maybe go to a 7th grade team, an 8th grade team, and a 9th grade team. I think it would be very, beneficial.
Yeah.
Just with the number of kids, because there's a ton of kids that are moving up next year to school ball, and it's going to make for a huge number of 7th and 8th graders on the 7th and 8th grade team. So, I'm really hoping maybe the school takes a look at that and maybe decides to go a 7th grade program, an 8th grade program, and a 9th grade program. But, I know at the youth level that there's some concerns, so we'll see what happens. But, hopefully the school looks at it and, hopefully we get it right for the kids.
Dell, the kids today have a lot more distractions than even you did, but definitely more than what Kenny and I did. When I was growing up, there was no smartphones, there was no satellite TV, there was no. Our video game was Pong.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to play sports. How hard is it? You said you have 12. How hard is it to get kids out to play football anymore?
It's really hard, especially trying to convince the parents, because the whole NFL thing with CTE and concussions, they're kind of leery about having them in pads at this age. But I want them to understand that, like, all of our equipment is recertified every year, so it's very safe. We actually bought a couple of Halos, the Guardian helmets, in case any kids got any kind of concussion or thought they might have had a concussion. So it's very safe, but there's obviously that danger. But there's always a danger whenever you're playing anything.
Yeah, the thing is that I would like to let parents know is, yes, there's a chance. But when you're talking about college and pro football, you're talking about 230-pound grown men going full blast at each other. That isn't happening in midget and pee-wee football. They might be going full blast, but it's not going to be the same kind of force that these NFL guys are putting out. That's my opinion on that. Hell, Kenny, remember? I don't know. The Avenue Raiders were so poor. We were wearing helmets. This was around 1976, 77. We were wearing helmets from the early 60s.
Yeah, the hand-me-down helmets and the hand-me-down pants and pads.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember them.
It was fun.
Yeah.
So, tell me, Dell, about. See, Josh, I've been out of it so long, it surprises me about Kish. But then again, that was so many years ago. When I played, Kish stank.
Yeah.
We actually beat them one time, 75-0. So I guess they turned it around after all these years.
Yeah.
What is Kish like? Scout them for me.
Coach Milliken has a really good team. They have a lot of older kids that have grown up through, Mighty Might the whole way up through to now they're at the Pee Wee level. They are coached very, very well, very sound. But yeah, I mean, Kish has really turned it around. I mean, it's really interesting to watch the dynamic of how the league has changed, because it used to be that, a lot of kids were at the Burnham Bulldogs or, somewhere at the Lewistown Panthers or the Terrace Tigers. And now all of a sudden it seems like all the families have shifted out towards Kish. And now the Kish teams are the bigger teams.
Wow. How, without giving anything away, what do you think you have to do to beat them?
Just stay focused and hold on to the ball. I mean, like I said, they're a very well sound team. They do everything well. They can actually throw it, and that's pretty unusual for this age level. So that's one thing that we've got to be mindful of, is they throw it a lot. So we've got to be prepared for that.
I don't want to throw you under the bus with this, but like some coaches, high school are active in the midget and pee wee. Has Kondo come down and talked to you guys at all?
Yeah, actually, Coach Kondo's youngest child plays for the midgets. So Coach comes down and he watches practice sometimes, and he comes down and gives us some thoughts and input. So
good.
It's actually kind of fun.
That's good. That's they'll keep the pipeline going, because I don't know. Sometimes people don't realize how important it is to have a pipeline of good kids coming up through the ranks. Can you talk about that, Del?
Well, so the one kid that comes to mind is Jasper Sheps and Camden Bargo and Wyatt Ernzeller. Like when I started, at the Mighty Might level, they were in Pee Wees. So I remember watching them on Sundays after our game going, wow, what a talent these kids are going to be, if they keep up with it and they get to the high school level. And now Jasper's just a beast of a human being on the football field. And it's amazing what that boy can do on the football field. Same thing with a bunch of the other ones, Camden, and when Wyatt was, before he graduated.
Now, how you guys have been in the league for so long right now. How satisfying and how gratifying is it to see the kids that you've coached move on up and excel at the high school level?
So I will tell you that nothing makes me prouder than going to a football game on a Friday night and walking just by in warm-ups, and they come by and say, "Hey, Coach, how are you? How's it going, Coach? How's the family? What are you doing?" And we have a little 2-minute, even if it's a 1-minute conversation, it's special to me, to see that kind of stuff and to hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah, not only for your own team, but just overall throughout the league, you see these kids, and then you see them going through school ball and just thinking, wow, it's amazing to see, and it's very rewarding.
Oh, absolutely. Who's Jasper Sheps? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And that's the right word, Del. He's a beast.
Yes. Yep.
And he's a beast in track too.
Oh, he's not too shabby in basketball either.
Yeah, some kids just got it. You give them a sport, doesn't matter what it is, and they kick ass.
Mm.
So, Josh, what would you any plans in place to try to make the league grow?
Not at the moment. It would be good to maybe reach out and try and expand a little bit, but the league's been doing, surviving and doing great with the amount of teams that they've had, over the years. So, that may be an option, if it presents itself, but I think everyone's happy with, the amount of teams that as it stands, currently.
How many do you have?
We have 6 total right now. We have Juniata, we have Terrace, we have McVaytown, we have Kish, Burnham, Derry, Decatur. Actually, this year, Dell touched on a little bit. A lot of families out, in the Kish area, they actually had to split their midget program and have 2 teams this year. So one was Kish North, one was North, and the other one was Kish South. But yeah, they, their territory and the amount of kids they had to. And Juniata was awful close to their midget team there for a while, but they had some kids that chose soccer, over football, and they were under the number as far as splitting into 2 teams. But yeah. So at the midget level, we actually had 7 teams, with Kish having 2.
I got you. If you have it in front of you, let's give a shout out to these coaches. Who coaches the teams? Let them have some. Let people know who they are. Give them some love.
I don't have the list in front of me. Maybe Del can help me out. Whether it be Pee Wee or midget, but. I might be able to name a few just off the top of my head. But
okay, that's fine then. You don't have to know them all. We just give some love to them as well.
Yeah, as far as the midget level, you have Anthony Everly for the Burnham team. He's been doing it for a great while now, and he always does a good job. He teaches the kids the right way, and he's there for them, and he enjoys doing it. Out at Kish, you have Ian Peachy, the midget team there. He coaches. Paul Atherton's involved with that team. They have a great amount of coaches, for the Kish team, and obviously Mike Milliken for the Pee Wee Kish team out there. Derry Decatur midget team, Zach Hesketh. He's done a phenomenal job this year with that team. They've been down over the years, and he's done a great job, and they've gotten quite a few wins this year, and he's doing it the right way, teaching the kids, and he just has a passion for it, and that's great to see. I'm not sure about their Pee Wee coach, Del. If you can help me out on that, maybe.
You know what? I can't think of the gentleman's name right now.
Yeah,
at Pee Wee level.
Yeah, it kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't prepared. Didn't have the list.
Sorry.
That's okay. Then you go to Terrace. You have the midget coach is, Michael Tiernan up there. He's been coaching there for quite a while. Does a good job, teaching. He has a passion, for the sport, and getting his kids ready for games and whatnot. Then you have Willie Duncan. He's the Pee Wee coach up there. They kind of struggled this year a little bit. They had a lot of younger kids, younger team, and low numbers also, along the same lines as Juniata Pee Wees. But then you go to McVeigh-town, midget coach up there, Seth Napakowski. He's been involved for a while, and he does a good job, teaching the kids and getting them ready. And, he has a passion for the sport as well. Then you go the Pee Wees up there. I believe, is it Hartman, the head coach?
Yeah, Josh Hartman.
Josh Hartman. And, he's along the same lines. He does a good job, and he's there for the kids, teaching them, So, that's great to see up there. Who else am I missing? Missing Juniata.
Juniata midget is Trent Snyder, and then of course I'm the Pee Wee coach.
Yeah, I've known Trent for a while down there as far as, playing slow pitch softball. And, from what I know him, he's a good guy overall, and he's been doing a good job down there as far as I see, with the midget team this year. And then you have Dell, and like Dell said, he gets into the game, he's there for the kids. He has a great passion for it too. And that's great to see, he's there for the kids. So, yeah, so a lot of good stuff, good people involved, and it's good to see. And as far as I think I forgot Burnham Bulldogs, Bentley on. He's a Pee Wee coach out there, I believe. He does a good job with that team as well. But hopefully, I'm not missing anyone, or So.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, in the past, you guys have had a heck of a. Last year, you had games on your Facebook page, where you were announcing it and showing it. Is that going to happen again this year?
We're hopeful. If we have someone that can do it. I know our board members are going to be there. We're going to be occupied with some things, but if we can, we plan on doing it. We'll see how that goes, but the plan is to, as of right now.
Oh, you guys did that last year?
Yeah, I believe so. I wasn't involved with that as far as the live stream last year, but I believe they did.
That'd be cool to watch. Dell, what? When I played, it was like 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That was it. We'd run 60 times a game. Do you have a balance? What is the strength of your team?
The strength of our team is definitely running. That's almost all the Pee Wees, teams in the league. Like I said earlier, I mean, Kish is an anomaly to that. They have some really freakish athletes out there that can throw the ball and catch the ball. So I know that's one of the things that we've been preparing for, in previous weeks, just in case we got to the Super Bowl, but especially all this week.
Yeah, I can imagine. You really don't see much. If they can do it, Kish, you don't see much passing in Pee Wee football. Not at all. You got a game plan for that?
Oh, yeah, we're working on it. We definitely have a game plan for them, but it's just keeping the kids focused and getting their mind right, and then reminding them, it's just a game, one play at a time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Being in Juniata, you guys have such great fans. Always go and they support the kids no matter what sport it is. I saw on Facebook that they're trying to get together a parade to send you guys off. How exciting was that? Is that going to be for you and the kids?
Yeah, I remember, old school when we first, were doing it. Anytime the Pee Wees or the midgets got into the Super Bowl, that was a thing. We'd line up the fire trucks and we'd send them off down through the square and out towards 322, and then on the 322 and up to Mitchell Field. And it's just like the high school team. I know I know Coach Kondo and the older boys just love that when we line up along, the parade route and just cheer them on. It was awesome to watch them when they left for Meadville and they had that whole bus lit up and the boys were just pounding on the windows and everything and had the windows, lit up so we could see them. That meant a lot.
Could be a fun time in Juniata with you got the Pee Wees going for the Super Bowl, and you got Juniata High School going for the District 6 title. Again.
How many is that in a row, Brian?
Oh my! What it's like
5.
If they win that, it's going to be like I think 6 in a row.
Yeah, if they win Friday night, it'll be 6 in a row.
And that would be 5 against Bellefonte, right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Poor Bellefonte.
Well, and as I've been posting on Facebook, our fans need to get out and pack that stadium because I know, there's been times where we've played up in Bellefonte and we've been the few and far between because of such a long drive or it was really brutally cold. But this time there's no reason, at least the drive is not a reason. It's only a 15-minute drive.
Absolutely.
Right.
So they got we got the Kish coach making a comment. Michael Milligan, go Kish. Get a little trash talk going.
That should be a really good game. All of them, should be pretty competitive. So should be a good weekend.
Yeah, it's always fun. I mean, like I said, I never got to play in one. Always wanted to, but I still have very fond memories of it. So, yeah, this is not the most important part of the event, but do you think with the new stadium you'll get a better turnout than at Mitchell Field?
Maybe, possibly. I don't think it really matters where the games are played. You're going to have the fans, not only the parents but grandparents and friends just come out and support, not only their team and their kids, but all the teams in general. So I mean, it may help a little bit as far as attendance. Maybe if they haven't been to the new stadium yet, they want to come watch some youth football, and see the stadium. But I honestly don't think it really matters as far at the youth level. The parents are going to be there, the grandparents, the family and friends, they're going to be there supporting the kids no matter what. So
you are going to have concessions, right?
Yep. I believe the Booster Club will be running concessions, and it's going to be a fairly busy day Saturday because I think there's a band expo, Christmas expo or something going on inside the school. So, it may be busy. Maybe we'll get some spectators from that, and maybe vice versa. Maybe some of, the fans from football might. And
that'd
check that
good.
Also.
Mm-hmm. And that's free admission, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
We got some Kish people here. Gary Wyand, Kish. And Mike, I was just kidding around. I know it's not. I'm just trying to get something going between you and Dell.
Mikey and I have been Mikey and I have been coaching for a very long time together, so it'll be a great game.
But yeah, like Dell was saying earlier, Mike does a great job out there. Very impressive. The way he coaches and teaches those kids, and you can tell he's there for them, and his passion for it. So yeah, it should be a great game between both of them guys.
Nice.
Kenny, have you covered any of the regular season games?
I haven't, but Josh has. Josh Yoder.
Oh.
He's been covering different stuff for me.
since they're so young, I don't know if you want to do that. If you don't, it's okay. But who are some of the guys we should watch for?
So Easton Hostler, number 9. He's been with me for 4 years now. He started at Mighty Might with me and now moved up to Pee Wee with me. This will be his last year. He's someone to watch. Riker Stahl, James Gaiman, they're all moving up to the midgets next year. So they've been with me for a while. But even the younger guys, that's what I love about this is, watching these guys come down and go, holy crap, this is nothing like, I thought it would be. And they're shy and concerned or whatever. And then by the last game, they're so excited to just hit somebody. It's like, wow, where did that kid come from?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Does it always seem like the shyest kid is your most aggressive at the end?
Yeah, so Stevie Baterick is a prime example of that. So I've had him now, I think, 3 years. His very first year, almost the whole way through, he was shy to get hit. He was shy to hit somebody. And then like the last 2 games, he started getting really into it. And now we call him the Boz because he has the Boz haircut and he whacks like the Boz.
Nice.
I love it. I love it. So, Kenny, you're going to be there all day?
Yeah, I'm going to be all there all weekend. Going to have some photographers down taking photos and giving
Awesome.
up-to-date articles. So
Awesome.
looking forward to it.
And Josh, when it comes to this, when it gets all that hard work during the season, how pumped up are you when the games actually start?
Yeah, I love to go watch the games. If I don't have anything going on, even during the regular season, I've repped some of the games as well. But I'll stop in, and watch a little bit of a game here and there. But yeah, it's great to see, and this, is the culmination of the season. And like you said, it should be competitive games across the board, and that's going to be exciting. I'll enjoy watching all of them. I'll be there the whole time, both days, and be able to sit back and watch, some here and there. So,
a tough topic. Every sport has them. How many crazy parents have you had this year? I'm not telling you to name names. I'm just saying I know there is.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's there. Any sport, I'm involved with youth baseball, and it just, I don't know if it's the parents are just that passionate or whatever, that they're so into it, or they want to see their kids do well. I don't know, but you get some parents, you hear comments, from the sidelines and this and that, and it's just some of the comments and the attitudes aren't good for any of the sports, and
No.
you just you kind of deal with it as best you can, and obviously if it gets too out of control, then there'll have to be some form of discipline or something done about it. But as long as it doesn't get too out of hand, we kind of just live with it. But there, to your question, yeah, there can be, and not just youth football, baseball, anything really, if you think about it.
Oh
And,
yeah, I used to coach. I used to coach elementary wrestling out in Indian Valley when they had the wrestling club, and I was with this kid on the mat, and the parent came right in and right down in the mat, and it's practice, yelling at his son to be more aggressive. And then he said, "Son, I taught you the move. Do the butterfly. And there's no such move. I looked at him and said, "Sir, could you please let us teach him?" And he's like, and I was like, "There's no such move as the butterfly in wrestling. Please." You try to be nice, but I pity the kids, because the kids, honestly, the ones I've had to deal with, are more embarrassed about it than with what their parents are doing.
Yeah, I mean, just adding on to that, as far as attitudes or comments and stuff, it would be a lot more better if there was more encouragement, more kinder words,
Yes.
and that's negative, that's negative comments, more encouraging just in general, to the kids and coaches and everything.
They all need to be encouraged, because like we talked about earlier, there's so fewer kids playing sports. You got to pump up the ones that are willing to do it.
Yeah, I mean, just, arguing calls or arguing this or that, the players, and once again, in any sport, if the parents are loud enough, the kids out there playing, they hear it, and you're kind of setting an example for them. And, it just, more encouragement, more kind words, kind encouragement, and less negative comments, I think it would go a long way, but,
Yeah, it's vitally important as a coach that you go over to the parent and say, "Hey, look, the kid fumbled the ball. Okay, I get it. You're a little upset. That's okay. You could be upset. I'm a little upset. I'm a little perturbed, whatever. But, there's guys on Sunday that make millions and millions and millions of dollars, and they fumble the ball. This kid is 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay."
Yeah, and I'm not talking just parents or spectators, on the sideline or in the stand. I'm talking, coaches too, and coaches, referees. The players see, and look up to everyone, and they hear all the negative comments and this and that, and we don't want to put that out there to the kids.
Yeah, I agree. So, Josh, Dell probably doesn't have that problem with parents bitching about playing time, because he only has 12 kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
so true.
He's free of that.
Yeah. They're usually bitching that it's, "Oh my God, my kid needs a break."
Why don't you give my kid a break? So give me some, Josh, final words about this weekend and the league overall.
Yeah, like I said, looking for very good competitive games this weekend. Should be a lot of good ones. Anyone wants to stop by and catch a game or bits and pieces of a game. Then you have the Pee Wee Super Bowl to end Saturday and the Midget Super Bowl to end Sunday, and just the league overall in general. Like I said, going back to earlier, hopefully, the school will take a look at maybe, their own adding their own 7th grade team, and then their own 8th grade team and own 9th grade team, that'll help alleviate some of the large numbers as far as the 7th and 8th grade team itself. And I think that would definitely help the kids with their, playing time at the junior high level, and also, learning and improving, kind of working their way up once they get up at the varsity level. But hopefully the school takes a look at that, and, kind of, that's kind of why the youth league made the decision to restructure and push some of them kids, cap it at 6th grade, and some of them kids go up and help the numbers up there. But, kind of give and take. So, hopefully, the outcome's good, and we'll see what happens.
And Dell, if you want, you could go trash Kish right now.
Well, so what I'm going to say is at the end of Saturday, the Super Bowl champion will be an Indian. It'll either be the Kish Indians or the Juniata Indians.
That's a good
So
one.
Good.
the Indians will win the Super Bowl. Hopefully, it's the Juniata Indians. But my final thing is I want to give a shout out to the refs. I know our parents get very, very adamant and passionate about the calls that they do. They take it on the chin for most of it, and they do a really good job. It's all volunteer. You know, they're taking their time on Sundays and coming down, and it's not easy to stand there and get yelled at and say how much you suck. And you know, so I just appreciate all our refs. Good luck to all the other teams, and good luck to Kish.
Absolutely. Regular
Definitely.
season. I was down watching a regular season game once a while ago, about 20 years ago. Lewistown was playing, and a couple referees didn't show up. And I got roped into being a referee. Never again. I was called everything but a human being in that game. And I don't know how they do it, man. I don't. Hats off to the refs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kidding, Kish fans that are listening, about Dell trashing you guys. All right, that's going to do it for the Josh Snook, Central Keystone League president, and Dell Haynes, who's playing in the Pee Wee Super Bowl, coach of the Juniata Indians. And we thank them for coming on, and we appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, guys. Go Indians.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate everything you do, not only for youth football, but all the other sports. You guys, you cover it all. You do a great job, so thank you.
Thank you.
Josh.
All right, so Kenny.
Yes.
It's time.
Oh, yes, it is.
We got to make, before we get to your shout outs, we got to get to the game.
Yes.
And then we have two teams left in it, and they're both in the same game. It's Juniata, Bellefonte, once again for the District 6 championship. Who do you got?
Well, I'm going to have to bow out of this.
You're covering it.
I'm covering it for two newspapers, myself, and yeah. So I'm gonna bow out. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a close game.
Okay, Kenny's gonna take Bellefonte. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm gonna say Juniata wins their 6th in a row, 27-21. That's my opinion. All right, let's get to. You have shout outs?
Sure do.
Let me get this going. Well, got to do the music. Hold on. It's time for Kenny's shout outs on the press box. Go ahead.
All right. We'll start off with a I think it's a sport, but some people may disagree, but I'll give a shout out to the Mifflin County Band. Marching band. They captured the ACC championship this past weekend on, I think it was Sunday. So congratulations. They have a legendary program there, and
Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing how good they are?
It is, and how they keep as many people that they do. I believe the guard was like 75 kids this year, which anymore is like incredible.
Because you thought, not to interrupt you thought like when Belfiore left, oh God, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, they haven't skipped a beat.
Not a bit. They're just as strong as they were in the past. So it's great to see that they keep rolling out winners year after year. So congratulations, everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, my next shout out is to the Bald Eagle volleyball team and their leader, Leah Bryan. Over the weekend, they captured a Class AA championship. They did it in grand style, sweeping their opponent. And they swept their opponent yesterday in the opening of state. So this coming Saturday, they will be going to Clarion to play the number one seeded Class AA ranked team. I don't know it offhand, but it's going to be 1 versus 2 because Bald Eagle's number 2. So that should be a classic. That starts at 1:00 at Clarion University. So good luck. And
that's a heck of a trip, though.
yeah. Yeah.
Their Bald Eagles volleyball's becoming the girls' volleyball is becoming like wrestling and softball is up there.
Mm-hmm. Very, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've done like with Mifflin County, how Belfiore left it, and they're continuing the group. Larry Campbell, who was there forever, won I believe, a state championship with them. When he left, there was no real drop. And Taylor Giedrock, who's the coach now, she has them, still turning on all cylinders. Just very impressive.
Awesome.
Congratulations to the Bellefonte football team. They punched their way to the Class Quad A championship as a top Greater Johnstown in consecutive weeks to set up a title match with Juniata for the 5th straight year. So that'll all come to a conclusion here on Friday at Mifflin County. So, but anyway, congratulations to Bellefonte, and they're having a not so bad year after losing their starting quarterback. So they come in with a record of 5-6, and Juniata, I believe, is 6-5. So
yes,
could be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. Any others?
Yeah, this past weekend, I'm gonna give a shout out to Mifflin County cross country runners Carter Smith and Reese Covison has both finished state competition. Carter finished 4th, and Reese battled for a 13th place. So, you can't win them all, and even finishing 4th in the state. I know Carter is probably disappointed, but that's still nothing to shake a stick at. There's something to be very proud of. And then Reese has really come along, like Coach Monroe said, and placing 13th is great for how far he's come.
Yeah, and even Hoyt Rodenbaugh, first time down there,
Mm-hmm.
you know how tough that course is. He finished 41st.
Nice.
Which is good.
Yeah, yeah. You watched that, right? Did Carter get pinched inside, or how did?
Yeah, it was pretty much not like they didn't necessarily get tangled up, but he was in a pack. But then this Fermansky kid who knew where that kick was coming from, he just blitzed at the end. Nobody was going to catch him. On that day, it was his race.
Yeah. So, but yeah, congratulations.
People got to realize something. A lot of people were disappointed because Carter had such high expectations. They think he was going to win every race.
Mm-hmm.
And most people forget he only ran cross country for 2 years.
Right. That's right.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a state championship and a 4th place.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn impressive.
It is. It is. And
And I agree
especially
with
that course is wicked.
yes. And I agree with you with Reese. What a great race he ran.
Hmm.
Todd's happy.
Yep. Yep. He's definitely came onto his own this year, and it's good to see. There's gonna be a college there. I'm sure is going to be glad to be signing him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations to the state college volleyball team. They captured another District 6 championship. Uh, Congratulations and shout out to the state college boys and girls cross country teams as they both captured team medals at Hershey. I believe state college was second in the boys and third in the girls. So, and then they were led by the boys were led by runner Theo Opperman, who finished
Opperman.
third place with a 14 or with a 15:45 finish. So,
I think
uh,
he's only a junior too.
mm, that's definitely a name to keep in mind for next
Yes.
year. Congratulations and shout out to St. Joe's Lady Wolfpack basketball teams, Naomi Crispin. Yes, that's Joe's Crispin's daughter, former Penn State basketball player. She recently announced that she will be playing for Westchester University in basketball. So
Cool.
good luck
Cool.
to her. Shout out to Mifflin County baseball player Evan Strohacker, as he announced that he will be heading to continue his athletic and scholarship or scholastic career at Susquehanna University.
Cool.
Uh, and then finally, a shout out to the Juniata boys soccer team. They fell yesterday 4-0 to a very, very talented Toppelhocken team, 4-0. But the team finished with the most wins in team history, 19, a Tri Valley League championship, and a District 6 championship. So nothing to sneeze at there and nothing
No,
to
no.
keep their head down about. A great season by the Indians and the soccer team. So that concludes my shout outs for this week.
I have one.
Okay, cool.
I have one. And I want to shout out to Andrew Goo Alexander, who will continue his wrestling and academic career at Bloomsburg University.
Nice.
He
Nice.
still has 2 years, though. He's only a junior.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he committed early.
Nice.
But good for him. Good for
Mm-hmm.
Goo. I expect big things from Goo this year.
I got a question since we've been doing this so long. Is it me or do we seem to have more and more athletes signing and more standouts that are going to like continuing their education at a next level and continuing their athletic
Yes.
career? It
Yeah,
just seems like it to me.
definitely. We've got some good sports here up here right now. We got to enjoy it. Good athletes,
Mm-hmm.
good kids too. They're all
And great coaches. Sometimes the coaches get forgotten about, but you know, we got some really great people too at coaches.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, it's good. It's a good time for our local sports coverage.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a busy week. You got the game with you're covering for 2 papers and
Yeah.
yourself.
Yep.
You got the Super Bowl.
Yep. Going to do all the games this weekend. Rain or shine, I'll be either in the booth or on the sidelines, whichever the weather allows. I always look forward to watching. It's always nice to see the future of like Juniata County and Mifflin County playing at a young age. And then you go back when you get old like us and see some of the kids you covered and what they ended up doing in their high school career. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun time this weekend.
Yes, it is. All right. Any final thoughts, Mr. V?
No, just get out and watch your favorite athletes if they're still participating. If not, get rested up, because before you know it, we'll have wrestling and basketball starting up. And before you know it, we'll be right. I believe practices start November 17th. So before too long, before you know it, we'll be out and about covering those sports. So
I don't have to announce this to Penn State wrestling fans. They know, but I'm going to do it anyway. November 14th. It's close. They open against Oklahoma.
Oh, wow. Starting off real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to do it for us, for Brian Carson. I was going to say it's supposed to be for Kenny Varner. I'm Brian Carson. Thank you for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to The Press Box with Brian Carson and Kenny Varner. Tune in next week for another episode of The Press Box.